So in this session we will learn more about open set and its properties. So let me start this session with by recalling definition of neighborhood of a point, neighborhood of any real number. So we know that any set S is said to be neighborhood of any real number A if there exists a delta greater than 0 such that this interval is contained into S. Obviously this interval will contain A and will be contained into this set S. So this already I have covered in my earlier lectures. So in continuation to that, today we will look at some more properties, more about neighborhood of a point and about open set. So for that, let us see what other interpretation we have from this one. So one of the important properties which we will need at several places is that if S is neighborhood, let me write here that if any set S is neighborhood of any real number A belonging to R, then there exists M naught belonging to N such that this A minus 1 by N to A plus 1 by N is contained into A minus delta A plus delta is contained into the set S. Why this is so? And let me also tell you another important property, that in some books you will find this notation for A is subset of B, A is subset of B. In other books you will find this notation A is subset of B. And for proper subset, most of the books are using this notation for proper subset. However, in some books you will find that A subset of B, this notation is used for proper subset. So depending on which book you are following, one must need to check that this is for A can be equal to B or A can be proper subset of B, but this is to denote that A is proper subset of B. So sometimes it happens that we use this notation. This means this stands for this one actually. So here what is my claim is that basically using Archimedean property of real numbers, one can always construct not only, see, if S is neighborhood of any real number A, if S is neighborhood of any real number A, then we already know that there exists at least one interval which contains A and which is contained into this set S. But here the important construction is that even one can construct always an interval of this type. This is why from where we get this one. This is from Archimedean property of R, because we already know that from Archimedean property of real numbers, let me write it, of real numbers, we already know that whenever delta greater than 0 is given to us, then there always exists M naught belonging to N such that 1 by N is less than delta for every N greater than equal to M naught. So using this one can always construct intervals. See, if this is A and this is A minus delta and A plus delta, then since one can always find some M naught, after which for every N greater than equal to M naught, 1 by N is less than delta. So this interval A plus 1 by N and A minus 1 by N will be always inside A minus delta and A plus delta. So one can always construct interval of this type which contains A and which is contained into this set S. So this one is the important property. Whenever S is neighborhood of A, one can always construct interval of this type which is contained into this set S. So I will use this construction at various places in various proof. And this claim is from, remember that this claim is from Archimedean property of real numbers. So in continuation to this, I can say that so this one is the neighborhood, this one is the definition of neighborhood, when we say that S is neighborhood of any real number A belonging to R. Now I would also like to recall the definition of this open set. So let me recall definition of open set. Open set, any set is subset of R. We say this set S is open if for every A belonging to this set S there exists delta greater than 0, such that if we are taking here delta, then write that such that A minus delta, A plus delta is contained into S. So either use this notation or this one. That is, set S is neighborhood of all of its member. S is neighborhood of all of its members. So just pause it and note down all these lines. And what is interior point of a set? Basically, interior points is collection of all interior point of a set. Interior of a set is collection of all interior point of set, and interior point of a set is denoted. We say that any set A belonging to R is an interior point. Actually, here just I am writing interior point. So, and when we say that interior of a set, it means collection of all interior point. So this is the terminology you will find in most of the books. So A belonging to R, any real number is said to be interior point of a set S subset of R if and only if there exists, say, epsilon greater than 0, such that A minus epsilon, or one can take delta here, A plus epsilon is contained into the set S. So this is clearly an interval. So I can say that from here the important observations are that yes. So S is said to be open. So a set S is said to be open if and only if every member is an interior point. If every member of the set is an interior point. So this one is the definition of I have recalled definition of neighborhood of a real number, open set, what we mean by interior point, and interior of a set is collection of all of its interior point. Now next stop in this I am going to discuss some of the properties about this about this open set. So in continuation to that, I would like here to discuss one of the important property. Okay, yes. Now question is, what we can say about arbitrary union of open sets and arbitrary intersection of open set. I mean, whether arbitrary union of open set is open or not, and whether arbitrary intersection of open set is open or not. So I will come to proof of this later on, but first let me show you that arbitrary intersection of open set need not be open. So for that I am going to construct, my claim is that Yes. So claim is that arbitrary intersection of open sets need not be open. Arbitrary intersection of open sets need not be open. Whenever I say that open means open set, so arbitrary intersection of open set need not be an open set. So it's let me do this by a counter example to show this, that arbitrary intersection of open set need not be open. So for that, let us consider this example. S is equal to intersection of all this minus 1 by n to 1 by n. We know that all these intervals are open. I mean, for each n belonging to n, this interval minus 1 by n to 1 by n is open, because this one is of the type AB, and in this we know that every point, this set is neighborhood of each of its member. So for each n this set is open, but I am going to prove that to show that this intersection of all these open set need not be open. So my claim is that its intersection will be, this can be also written as this, like this, intersection of in for n is equal to 1 to infinity. Intersection of, one can also, where in is this interval minus 1 by n to 1 by n, nth interval. So my claim is that this is going to be, its intersection is going to be 0. So question is that, have you wondered why it is 0? I mean, why not any other real number greater than 0 or less than 0 is common to each of this open interval? So for that, using with the help of Archimedean property of real number, one can discard that only 0 will lies in this set, and no real number greater than 0 will lies in intersection of all these open sets. So once its intersection is 0, I can easily claim that this set is not open, because if this set is open, then it need to consist an interval, it need to contain an interval, in fact non-trivial interval, which are uncountable, and this set is finite. Being countable, it can never contain an uncountable set. So this is the reason why this set is not open. Here I am using the countability argument, but later on I will also prove it using this that complement of closed set is an open set. So that argument I am not using here. Now, how to show that why its intersection is 0 and not any real number greater than 0 or any real number less than 0? So let me so suppose there is any real number which belongs to this set, and suppose in fact let any positive real number lies in intersection of all these intervals. So if A belongs to S, and let A is greater than 0, then by Archimedean property of R, either you call this A or delta or epsilon, it will not matter. So whenever A is greater than 0, just recall Archimedean property of R, that for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists m naught belonging to n, such that 1 by n is less than epsilon for every n greater than equal to this m naught. So in place of epsilon, just replace it by A. So one can always find some m naught such that for all n greater than equal to this m naught, 1 by n is less than A. So using this Archimedean property of corollary of Archimedean property of real number, one can always claim that whenever A is greater than 0, there exists m naught belonging to n such that let me write it completely, such that 1 by n is less than A, because I have taken this notation as A, for every n greater than equal to m naught. From where this claim is? This is clearly from Archimedean property of real number. So just note here that the reference, that Archimedean property of real numbers, such that 1 by n is less than A for every n greater than equal to n naught. So this implies that A will not belong to this interval, say 0 minus 1 by n to 0 plus 1 by n, because one can always find members 1 by n for starting from for all n greater than equal to m naught, which is less than a. So what will happen that for this a, I mean around this zero, if we have this say this is minus a and this one is a, so one can always find 1 by n less than a. Sorry, around this 0, if we have 1 by n and this is suppose this one is a, suppose this one is any real number greater than 0, which is our claim is that we claim that any real number a greater than 0 will also lie in intersection of all these intervals. So whenever a is there, one can always find some m naught such that 1 by n is less than a. I mean, one can always find interval of this type in which a will not lie, So this is the reason why a does not belongs to 0 minus 1 by n to 0 plus y n for every n greater than equal to this m naught. So using this, because it is in the, if any real number is n is a is in its intersection, then it should be in all the intervals for each n, because it is in intersection. But here what we are getting, that one can always construct interval of this this type in which a will not lie. So this implies that a will not lie in all in for every n greater than equal to this m naught. That is in general, because in intersect a belongs to this in, and in fact, if a is not in any of the one of the in, then obviously a will not belongs to their intersection. So I can say that it will not belongs to this set S, which is intersection of all those intervals, open intervals of the type minus 1 by n to 1 by n. Same logic one can use for this, that minus a will also not belongs to this set S. Why? Because once we have 1 by n less than epsilon, 1 by n less than a, then I can say that I can always construct claim that minus 1 by n will be greater than minus a, where a is strictly greater than 0. So one can always construct the members. See, if minus a is here, on this, suppose this one is 0, and I am going to claim that this minus 1 by n is greater than minus a, where a is greater than 0. So minus 1 by n will write to a. So what will happen, that if a is there, then this minus, suppose this one is minus a, then one can always find this minus 1 by n, which is greater than minus a. So in this interval, minus a will not lie. So same argument can be used here to show that minus a, if a is greater than 0, then minus a will be less than 0, and no negative real number will be common to its intersection. So since there is no negative real number common to this intersection, and we have also discarded that no positive real number will lie to this intersection, so only possibility left is 0. Now another way to show this is that one can also claim using it this definition, that suppose, let me rub this first. So one can note it. Why not any other real? Same explanation can be also used like this, that suppose S is, my claim is that its intersection will contains only 0. My claim is that its intersection of all these open intervals will be exactly singleton 0, and there is no real number greater than 0 or less than 0 common to each of the in, or each of these open interval minus 1 by 2. So for n equal to 1, it will be minus 1 to 1 intersection, minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2 intersection, minus 1 by 3 to 1 by 3 intersection, and so on. Now for every n belonging to n, my claim is that 0 belongs to minus 1. 0 clearly belongs to minus 1 by n. But question here is that we need to show that exactly 0 will be common in all of the in's, in all of these intervals of minus 1 by n to 1 by n. So for that, it is very clear that suppose any real number t, let t belongs to minus 1 by n to 1 by n, for every n belonging to n. Then what will happen that, then clearly this implies that mod t will be less than 1 by n. See here, this interval is minus 1 by n to 1 by n, and let 0 is there. So if t is any real number lying in minus 1 by, so its length, distance will be less than, strictly less than 1 by n for every n. And just recall that earlier I have already proved this result, that if 0 is less than equal to a is less than epsilon for every epsilon greater than 0, this implies that a has to be 0. So just it's mod t, so it can never be negative, and it need to just assume it as epsilon. So if this mod t should be less than 1 by n for every n, then the only possibility left to this t is that t should be 0. This implies that, so only real number common to all of these INs is 0, and 0 is not an open set. Why? Because it can never contain, being finite, being countable, it can never contain any interval, non-trivial interval, because all non-trivial intervals are uncountable. So one can simply argue that this set is not open. This set is not open, not an open set, not an open set. However, each of the INs, each of this interval minus 1 by n to 1 by n is open, but its intersection need not be open. Now let me discuss some other examples. But remember that this condition, that when we say that if S is a neighborhood of any real number, this implies S is uncountable. Set S is uncountable because this A minus delta, A plus delta should be contained into this set S, and this one is an interval which is uncountable, non-trivial interval which is uncountable. So a countable set can never contain an uncountable set. So for S to be neighborhood, it needs to be itself uncountable. But remember that this is necessary and not a sufficient condition. For example, so let me tell you that this condition is necessary but not sufficient. So one can take this example, set of irrationals. See, set of irrationals is uncountable. We already know that set of irrationals is uncountable, but still it is not neighborhood of any real number and not a neighborhood of any real number. So just the set is uncountable never means that it is going to be neighborhood of any real number, because this if set of irrationals is this neighborhood of any real number, then it has to contain non-trivial intervals, and any non-trivial intervals contains rational as well as irrational, so which will not lie inside set of irrationals. So this is the reason why. So remember that this condition is necessary but not sufficient. So an uncountable set may be neighborhood of a real number, or it may not be neighborhood of any real number. Now let me discuss some other questions, then I will come to proof. Now question is this set, say S is equal to 1 by n plus 1 by m, where nm belongs to n, is an open set? Question is that whether this set which is collection of all those elements of the type 1 by n plus 1 by m. Is this an open set? So clearly this set is countable. Okay, so since this set is countable, and if it is an open set, it has to contain an interval around each of its member, and every non-trivial interval is uncountable. So countable set can never contain an uncountable set. So this is the reason this set is not an open set. So just write that if S is open, then for every A belonging to this set S, there exists delta greater than 0 such that A belongs to A minus delta, A plus delta, which is sitting inside A, this set S. So, and this one is countable. It's already, this set is countable, we know, and this interval is uncountable. So countable set, so countable set can never contain an uncountable set. This is the reason that this set is not open. This set is not open set. Similarly, one can also use the same argument for set of integers. Set of integers is not countable. Set of integers is not countable. However, I have already discussed the other approach to prove that this set is not an open set. Not an open set because Z is countable. Because Z is countable. Similarly, one can use the same argument for set of natural number. Okay, for the set of natural number. However, I will prove in next lecture that arbitrary union of open set is open. Time hai? Now let me recall some of the other results. Some other results. There are several examples. So first I will explain you with the help of examples so that everything becomes clear to you, and then I will come to the proof, theorem and its proof, and important lemma which will be needed in several proofs. But these basic things, that y intersection of all these intervals minus 1 by n will contain exactly 0, exactly the member 0 and not any other positive real number or negative real number. How to prove that? So that I have explained here. Now there are several ways you will find in different books, different ways to prove that arbitrary union of open set is open. But here I am going to just give you an idea how to show that arbitrary union of open set is open. So statement is that arbitrary union of open sets is an open set. Is an open set. So for its proof, one can consider suppose A1, A2, A3 and so on are open sets. Are open sets. Now recall, if all these are open sets, then around each member of the A1, one can always construct an open interval which is contained into this A1. Similarly, for each member of A2, one can always construct open intervals which is contained into A2 and so on. Why this is so? Because we have assumed that all these sets are open set. So just now, if suppose T belongs to any their union. Suppose T belongs to their union, arbitrary union of this open set. Now since this one is arbitrary, see this notation we will use for, so here just write I belongs to index set, because we don't know whether this set, in fact we cannot use this notation because here we are claiming that arbitrary, and if you use this notation a1 a2 a3, then it is going to, this notation can only be used for countable sets, countable union. So let me cancel this, and suppose that A alpha, union of A alpha, where alpha belongs to index set, alpha belongs to index set. I mean, this arbitrary union can be countable, can be finite, can be countable, can be countably infinite, and can be uncountable. So all those three options are there. So we will not denote by this notation. So just write here that so let me start from here that let alpha set let t belongs to A alpha, where alpha belongs to index set. I mean, it can be countable, it can be finite, it can be countably infinite, or it can be uncountable. So all these three options are there. So where this family of A alpha are open sets, where this family of A alpha for alpha belonging to index sets are open sets. So for each alpha, since each alpha is open, this implies that for every t belonging to A alpha, one can always construct open intervals which contains that t and which will be contained into A alpha. Now suppose that this t belongs to union of A alpha. So what will happen, that this implies that t belongs to A alpha for some alpha, for at least one alpha, for some alpha, t belongs to A alpha for some alpha. Now since each A alpha is an open set, so around each t we are able to construct, using definition of open set, we are able to construct at least one interval which contains t and which is contained into A alpha. So from here I can write that there exists a neighborhood of t, which neighborhood of t means an open interval containing t, such that this I around t, I mean, one can simply, in simple word, just write t minus delta, and t plus delta will be contained into this A alpha, or one can denote it by I neighborhood of t. There exists at least one interval. Why? Because A alpha is open, because A alpha is open by definition. So for if A alpha is open, then around each t one can always construct this, because A alpha will be neighborhood of each of its member. So one can always construct interval of this type which is sitting inside A alpha. Now if this t it or t minus or delta t plus delta is contained into A alpha, so it will be contained into their union by the property of union. So this implies that this t minus delta, t plus delta will be contained into union of, is contained to union of A alpha. This means around each t belonging to union of, since t belonging to U alpha is arbitrary, so around each t we are able to construct at least one interval which lies inside union of A alpha. So this is the reason why arbitrary union of open set is always an open set. And there are several examples. In next lecture I will prove that. For example, one can consider this one, that arbitrary intersection of open set need not be open. Just I have shown that need not be open. So for there are several other examples. For example, if we take intervals of this type, minus n to n, let us take an is equal to this one, minus n to n. Now question is, find intersection of an, find intersection of an for n is equal to 1 to infinity. This one is countable intersection. So if you plot it on number line, you can see that for n equal to 1, a1 is, this one is a1, I mean minus 1 to 1. For a2 it will be minus 2 to 2, a2 will be minus 2 to 2. So in this way its intersection, what will be its intersection will be the smallest one. So one can clearly see that A1 is contained into A2 and A2 is contained into A3 and so on. So intersection of all those AN will be A1, the smallest one. So that is equal to -1 to 1, and we know that this one is an already open set. So intersection of open intervals, arbitrary intersection of open intervals may be open or may not, need not be open. Here we have taken the countable intersection in fact, but this one is the proof. See, one cannot use this notation A1, A2, A3 here because the word arbitrary union is there. If we have the countable union of open set is on open, then one can use this notation in anomically listing A1, A2, A3. But whenever this is arbitrary union is given, just try to write it as take collection of all where alpha belongs to index set. Now this set can be, this union can be finite, it can be countably infinite, or it can be uncountable. So using this logic, just revise it from your book. I have given here the idea. In next lecture, I will tell you about I will start this topic, limit point, concept of limit point of for a set, how to compute limit point of a given set, and then we will move to the definition of closed set and look at several properties of closed set. Then combinedly, how to find closure of a set, and whether sum of two closed set is closed or not, whether sum of two open set is open or not. So I will discuss all those things. And I will after you can watch, just revise all this concept from my lectures, and your doubt session I will take through Zoom.